What is going on, Atlanta Falcon fan, man? Y'all know what it is. It's your boy Antoine Smith. Stopping in right quick to give y'all my quick thoughts on a topic on Bleacher Report that was very intriguing. And the reason why I say that it concerns our Atlanta Falcons, and they put up their top 10 running back duos in the NFL going into 2026. And you know the Falcons landed on the list. And I didn't agree with where they landed, but here we are. Now, the Falcons did lose Tyler Algier to free agency to the Arizona Cardinals, which I did not like. But hey, you got to do what you got to do to get that paycheck. But they still ended up drafting Jeremiah Love, and that's something I just didn't agree with. So I think he got hosed in that aspect. And crazy thing is, if the Falcons could trade for him, they probably would. But I don't see them doing that. But um, yeah, he goes over there on a 3-year deal. They draft Jeremiah Love. I guess they're going to try to build their offense around the run game. Try to take some pressure off their quarterback, which is probably going to be Jacoby Brissett once he gets a raise and signs a new deal, and I get that part. But the Atlanta Falcons on this list, um, they landed number 4, and it's kind of surprising, man, because the 3 teams in front of them, I just don't agree with it. And maybe it's just me, and maybe I'm being a homer. I don't know, but we'll get into that in a second. But they land on number 4, and this is what Bleacher Report had to say. Said the Falcons should have a clever nickname for their backfield duo who have the same initial B and R, and that's true, Bijan and Brian. And Bijan is slightly more accomplished than Jahmyr Gibbs. Absolutely true. That's why he's the best running back in the league. Coming off his first All-Pro season with a league leading 2,298 yards from scrimmage. He's eclipsed 1,400 yards the last 2 seasons. And every year in the league, Bijan has seen his reception totals increase, which why I told y'all he's going to be a key part of the pass game as well, because he's just dynamic athlete. And after Drake and Cal, you probably have Dotson, Zachariah Branch, but you got to factor in Bijan, who probably is going to be third on that list. And I hate to say that because he's the running back, but it's just the truth. Um, as I told you, I expect Tua to throw a lot of dink and dunk passes to him, get him in the open field and see what he can do. But I do also get to see a lot of 3-5 step drops, get it out quick to Zachariah Branch in the slot and Kyle Pitts in the slot as well. So I mean, this offense can be dynamic if everything just clicks. But that's neither here nor there. But he said one can make the case that Robinson's career touchdown total 25 is a bit underwhelming for a running back with over 1,000 touches. And the reason why I agree with that, bad play calling from Zach Robinson. Bad play calling in certain situations. And once they figured out what to do with Bijan, it was too late. But, again, in this offense, play action heavy, I think a lot of emotion. I think Bijan will be even more dynamic this year and could eclipse his career high of 14 touchdowns in the upcoming seasons. But it says his running mate Brian Robinson could flourish in the short yardage situation. I agree with that. To me, they're very similar, and they can power runners, can break tackles. They run with power, can catch the ball out the backfield, and you got to know Brian Robinson was a 1,000-yard receiver as well. So you got 2 1,000-yard receivers in the same backfield, just like Tyler and Bijan the last couple of years. And trust me, when those short yardage situations, I absolutely love it. And this is why I'm going to miss Tyler. But it says Brian Robinson scored 22 touchdowns, 735 touches, bruising 6'1", 225. So they are about the same size. I think Bijan is probably a little bit shorter. I think he's about 5'10", 5'11". But it's he can pick up yards after contact, moves to piles near the goal line. His skill set makes the two Robinsons a complementary duo, and I agree with that 100%. Similar to what Tyler Algier expect Robinson, the number 2 ball carrier, to spare the Falcons, start tailback on early downs and at times in the red zone. This is true, and this is how it has to be, because when you look at what the dynamic both of these guys bring, they both bring like I said, power running, red zone threat, home run threat. But one thing about it, man, I just don't agree with, the three that they have in front, and I'm going to put it down right quick. At number three, they have the New Orleans Saints running back duo, Travis A-Chain and Alvin Kamara, and I don't agree with that because Kamara is over the hill. He's lost a step, and A-Chain, he's becoming in a new offense, and he actually fell off just a tad bit last year with that running back room in Jacksonville. But number two, they have DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monagai, and I kind of agree with this one that they top five, but number two, no. Both of them are, well, DeAndre Swift is a bit undersized, but he gives you that same dynamic as a Bijan, as a runner and pass catcher. And look, Kyle just came out of nowhere. Had an outstanding year last year for the Bears as a number two guy. And look, he ran for 783 yards and 5 touchdowns, and averaging nearly 5 yards a carry. So if he can, get to be a better pass catcher, that Bears duo could be pretty good. And this is why I definitely don't agree. Kyron Williams and Blake Corum, I can get, they're going to be on one of the most dynamic offenses in the league. But at the same time, both of these guys are pretty undersized. So that to me is the reason why I really don't agree with it. And I know they will have a decent season because of the weapons that the Rams have, and they have a lot of runs. So Matthew Stafford, Devontae Allen, Puka Nacua, I can just keep going on and on. That offensive dynamic. So I feel like this will take away just a little bit from what they bring to the run game. But Bijan Robinson and Brian Robinson landed number 4 on Bleacher Report's list. Tell me what y'all think. Drop those comments. And I'm going to holler at y'all later, man. Peace.